West Virginia has picked up 3 offensive transfers at each of the skill positions. That's right, we've got a quarterback, a running back, and a receiver coming into Morgantown. Let's talk about them. What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Welcome back into the Country Roads webcast here for another transfer portal update here, January 5th edition, and it's a happy one as we have 3 commits rolling in, and I think that this is the first and what's going to be a big slew of commits coming in for West Virginia over the next week or so. We've got guys on campus that have visited over the past couple of days. There are guys that are visiting the day that I'm putting this out, so there may be more good news coming by the time I even get the video uploaded, and I hope that that is the case, and I hope I'm back tomorrow doing another transfer portal update where we're talking about some more commitments. But in this one, we have to talk about quarterback Jaylen Henderson coming over from Texas A&M, wide receiver Cyrus TR coming over from Youngstown State, and running back LJ Turner coming from Catawba College. Really excited about all 3 of these prospects. Let's dive in a little bit further, and then we will update our transfer portal tracker here on the CRW as well. All right, let's lead it off with the quarterback here, which I've already covered previously on a live stream I did last night. Wanted to talk about him as soon as possible, and luckily that news came out just before I did the live stream yesterday, but wanted to come back and talk about him again on a pre-recorded video because I think it deserves mentioning here as well. Obviously, West Virginia needing to bring in another signal caller, not having much experience behind Nico Markio, only having, the redshirt freshman Khalil Wilkins, and then going to be the incoming freshman Scotty Fox. But of course, what's interesting now about 3 of those 4, those being Nico, Jaylen Henderson, and of course Khalil Wilkins, are all left-handed now. As you see, Jaylen Henderson committing to the Mountaineers, West Virginia getting a quarterback from the SEC, the former Texas A&M player there, with his picture and his commitment graphic there says blessed to find his new home, excited to be a Mountaineer, tagging Coach Rodriguez and Rhett Rodriguez, who is rumored to potentially be the quarterback's coach. We'll see if that ends up being the case. But also, I thought it was funny enough, West Virginia just lost Jaylen Anderson to the transfer portal, and they pick up Jaylen Henderson in the transfer portal. West Virginia getting another quarterback to throw into the mix that I think will be in competition with Nico Markio. I'm excited about this pickup, and I want to just show you guys a couple of my favorite plays from his highlight tape, which you can find full video of on YouTube. He's got clips of it on his social media, but this one's going to be from Craig Edits, who does some great WVU highlight videos. I'm just going to point out 3 plays here that I really like that showcase his game a little bit. All right, so this first one I think is one that really utilizes and shows one of his favorite aspects of his game, or my favorite aspects of his game, I should say, and that is his speed. I went and looked up his ratings on College Football 25 after he committed, and very much 85 speed, 84 agility, 86 acceleration is what they rate him, so that is an advantage to his game. And you can see he has a bit of an extra burst here on this play. You'll see him use it to kind of bolt into the end zone. Check this out. You see that final gear there at the end. First of all, great vision through this run, but then that final gear right here at the end to outrun that last defender and get into the end zone. All right, so right here you see near the end zone in a tight window, and I think you'll see on this throw, he has a different style kind of throwing motion, but this throw is on a rope, so he does have a good arm as well to complement those legs. As you see, they're in between the corner and the safety, right where it had to be for the touchdown. And then just one more run I really like, because you see the scrambling ability, the ability to improv a little bit here, and then you see that those wheels again to get across that goal line and get into the end zone. So those are some highlights I wanted to share of Jaylen Henderson, just a little bit of a taste of his game and why you definitely could see he probably will be involved in a QB competition with Nico Markio. Who's to say who's going to win it? Can't rule Nico out, but I don't think you can rule Jaylen Henderson out either, who was rumored to be in contact with other programs. I think Utah was one, and the word on the street is he was also guaranteed a starting spot at Liberty if he would have gone there. So he's not going to turn down a starting spot to come here to be the backup. He thinks he's coming here to compete for the job, and I believe he is coming here to compete for the job. Now, will he win it? That remains to be seen. Nico Markio is going to have his say-so, and I think it's going to be a fun battle to watch, but 2 very capable quarterbacks now. Excited about the addition of Jaylen Henderson at the QB position. How about somebody he'll be throwing the ball to, though? And none other than Cyrus TR. I believe someone in one of the video comments a couple of days ago asked me, who I thought would be upcoming, commitments. And, I mentioned, of course, once guys come in on visits, you're always kind of on commitment watch. But I was really excited about Trowell to potentially commit. And then, of course, the running back, LJ Turner, who we'll talk about momentarily. But Cyrus Trowell feels a need for West Virginia. West Virginia needs to bring in receivers. He's one that they've brought in. They've already have a couple already previously committed. They're going to bring in some guys to play the outside receiver spots, I think, now in the near future. You'll hear that. One guy is visiting campus today, actually, the day I'm putting this out. More on him momentarily. But Cyrus Trowell, as he puts out here, you see his commitment photo he put out on social media there, and you see he was the 2022 Moss Award winner, so an in-state guy from Parkersburg South. But he says, take me home, and it literally is because, like I said, state native, hashtag committed at Real Coach Rod, at Ryan Garrett, and at Blaine Stew. Cyrus Trowell there sharing his commitment. So we've got another receiver in the fold, and I wanted to share this because I think you guys will like this statement that he shared with West Virginia's rival site here over at WVSports.com. But really exciting, especially with some of the recent news of, state natives not kind of feeling this same way, or people that lived in the state and played high school football in the state not necessarily feeling this way. Cyrus Trowell's definitely not in that camp, and this guy's an excellent route runner as well, guys. But he says, West Virginia is home to me. I'm a lifelong fan, and I've played football in this state since I was a kid. I think it's every kid's dream in our state to play for the gold and blue. And I couldn't agree with that more, Mr. Trowell. I'm glad to see him come into the fold. Like we said, former Randy Moss Award winner, had a really good season at Youngstown State this past year as well. They even played Pitt, and he has experience scoring touchdowns on Pitt. Scored 2 touchdowns against Pitt already, so got to love him for that alone as well. So Cyrus Trowell into the fold. So we got a quarterback and a receiver, but like I said, we got all 3 skill positions accounted for. That's right, West Virginia does get the commitment as well from running back LJ Turner from Catawba College. And I know a lot of people have said from the JUCO ranks. I myself even misspoke and said from the JUCO ranks, but you guys know the coach that I'm in contact with on West Virginia's recruiting staff there on the new staff here. Quickly messaged me and said, hey, he's actually a Division II running back. And I was like, oh, let me correct that. So from the Division II ranks is LJ Turner from Catawba College there in Salisbury, North Carolina. And if you guys have watched his film, I showcased some of it previously on a live stream. Be sure to check that out. If you haven't, you can check it out on Huddle. But he actually has good size and really good speed to go along with it. I think he looks like he could be a good fit in the Rich Rod's offense there. A lot of that zone running scheme style, and he looks like he works well in that scheme. You see here his commitment graphic that he put out on social media. Says he's beyond excited to say he's committed to WVU, wants to thank Coach Rod, Coach Chad Scott, and WVU football for giving him an amazing opportunity. And I know some people are going to throw their nose up at, Catawba College, say, well, we're getting a guy from Division II. But listen, 2 things I have to say about that. Number one is the one I want to hammer home, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Rich Rod took a running back from Limestone University at Jack State last year and turned him into the number 3 rushing leader in all of college football this past season. Number 3 in the nation in rushing yards, over 1,600 yards and 20-some touchdowns. So Rich Rod can find talent anywhere. He's always done that. And the other thing is LJ Turner is super underrated. I think it's a hidden gem that Rich Rod has found. Here's a guy that last year at Catawba College ran for over 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns and didn't even play in 3 of his team's games. He missed the final 3 games there due to injury and still had over 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns. So I think he's a diamond in the rough that Coach Rod has found here with LJ Turner. So let me pull up our transfer portal tracker now because we have to add some names to our transfers in list. Like I said, Jaylen Henderson's name actually already on the list because I added it there in the live stream I did last night. But now we can tape a couple of guys that we have here on our visit list. We can remove them from the visit list because now they're part of our transfer in list coming into the fold. Coming into Morgantown, Cyrus Trowell at receiver. And then, of course, at running back, LJ Turner as well. Going to be coming into the fold here at WVU, and I love the fact of adding 3 skill position players. Those are obviously some of the more exciting players to pick up, whether it be from the high school ranks or from the transfer ranks, as it is in this case. And I think all 3 are guys that are going to contribute in 2025. LJ Turner, of course, will spell Jaheim White at times and will be involved in the offense, I think. And we mentioned Henderson being in a QB competition, and I think Cyrus Trowell will certainly be involved in a rotation of wide receivers. So 3 good pickups there for West Virginia as far as our transfer in list now. That continues to grow up to 8 names now with the additions of Henderson, Trowell, and Turner as they join Barrick, Bowie, Young Bear, Singleton, and Scruggs before them that we have previously talked about. But then, of course, there is the visitors list. Some of these guys have already been in. Some are coming in the near future. Of course, this list will continue to grow. I've been sharing updates on it throughout live streams, and one of those guys is actually on campus today, January 5th, the day I'm recording this video, and let's do an update as it appears we're in his final 3. And that, of course, is none other than Clemson transfer wide receiver Troy Stato, which will be a big pickup. His final 3 he reported to on 3 is Kentucky, West Virginia, and Michigan. Believe he is visiting WVU today, if I'm not mistaken, here over the weekend. So would love to get a commitment from him before he has a chance to go anywhere else. But would be a big pickup. West Virginia needs to add some receivers that can play on the outside, and Stellato is near the top of the list of transfer wish lists, I think. So that would be a big get for West Virginia, and let's hope that it happens in the near future. So an update there, and then one more final update I have here as far as transfers are concerned, and this one involves another state native that just recently hit the portal that people were hoping to see West Virginia get involved with, and indeed they are getting involved with him, courtesy of Keenan Cummings from Rivals here. Former Huntington standout and former NC State transfer offensive lineman Robbie Martin is on WVU's radar, and the Mountaineers are working to set up a visit with the former top state recruit in West Virginia there. Went to NC State, but now has hit the portal, and West Virginia wants him, and West Virginia needs offensive linemen, and this would be a huge pickup, so keep an eye on this one as well. But that's what I got, guys. And that will pretty much do it here for our January 5th transfer portal update on the CRW. The one favor I ask of you guys before you head out, just hit that thumbs up button. It helps us a ton with that YouTube algorithm if you just take a second and like the video. And be sure you're subscribed here. We'll continue to cover this transfer portal news as it comes out throughout this offseason, as well as coaching staff news, any other roster news that happens. We cover recruiting and all happenings around the WVU football world. So keep it locked here if you want to know what's happening around Mountaineer Nation here on the WVU football side of things. And we appreciate it if you throw your thoughts in the comments. Who's your favorite of these 3 additions? Who's your favorite of West Virginia's transfer portal pickups? Who else would you like to see them add? Whatever you got there, throw it in the comments. Always appreciate those interactions here as we continue to try and grow the CRW community here on the Country Roads webcast. Having said that, as always, I'm Jordan Cruz, and until next time, let's go Mountaineers.